Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Among the Stars Celebrity Perfume Reviews. So, based on the title of this fragrance, you guys will notice I'm doing something a little bit different. And I am actually reviewing my first ever male cologne. Now, this might be the last I do. I might do one more, we'll see. But you guys do know I do collect more the feminine scents and not as much of the male scents. But after a great deal of you guys requesting me to review this fragrance, I got it to review for you guys. So today is, like I said, Rihanna's Rogue Man. So there's a little bit of I want to read a little bit about this fragrance to you guys before I go into it too deep. So anyway, Rogue Man by Rihanna has top notes comprised of fresh citrus, herbs, and spicy black pepper, which offer a clean opening impression. The velvety florals blend a strong undertones of cedar woods and the primal sensation of labdanum, ignite the senses and linger warmly on the skin. Shot by legendary photographer Mario Sorrento, the Rogue Man by Rihanna campaign ad explores a rebellious and complex juxtaposition of attraction, sexuality, and power Rihanna was immediately attracted to the featured model Daniel Ness. And hello, have you seen him? He is fine as... Anyway, so... for his raw sensuality and new at first sight, he was embodied of the Rogue Man. Building upon the marketing success of her women's fragrance line, Rihanna was thrilled to join and venture up into the men's fragrance category. Rogue Man by Rihanna, which offers a new continuously of male fragrance customers into a bold world of Rihanna's growing lifestyle brand. Rogue Man was... Okay, so, anyway. Like I read... I just wanted to read you guys the press release for this one. Anyway. So, the top notes of this one are black pepper, rosemary, clementine, and bergamot. The middle notes are jasmine, cedarwood, labdanum, and vanilla orchid. The base notes are sandalwood, musk, patchouli, and tonka bean. So, this one's box, which... I will tell you guys, I really, really like this whole concept behind this fragrance because there's something cool about it that's not really done a lot. At least in female fragrances, I don't see it done a lot. And I think it's really cool. So anyway, the box looks like this. And it says Rogue Man by Rihanna on the front. Eau de Toilette Spray Vaporizer, 3.4 ounce, 100 milliliters. It is a very simple and plain box. I will tell you guys, this is very simple and chic. Very similar to the fragrance, very simple, not a lot to it, and elegant enough to be what it is. And the bottle. Now, in my opinion, the bottle is everything with this fragrance because it is based off, like it's supposed to tie itself in with the Rogue fragrance. So, with the original Rogue, we had this, and it was very nice, it was very classy, very chic, very straight lines, very bold, very... different but similar, and like it was cool because it almost looked like a male fragrance. So when it came time for Rogue Man, they wanted to keep within that same category, but I will tell you guys that the Rogue Man bottle is gorgeous. And the fact of, well, first off, let's just look at it. So this is the bottle for Rihanna's Rogue Man, and on the front it does say Rogue Man. It does not say Rihanna on this fragrance anywhere, except for when you get to the top. And that's when you get this signature Rihanna R on top. Now, unlike the Rogue fragrance, where the lid kind of, like there was that break in the lid, this one goes straight into this cube. And with it being a 3.4 ounce bottle, the cube is huge. I mean, look at this thing compared to my head. It is ginormous. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys that I found really odd, and it's not about this fragrance as much as it is about my Rogue. And it's not even about the fragrance. It is this cool little... I'm probably the only one who ever noticed this. But anyway, when I got my Rogue, I got the 4.2 ounce bottle. Now, let me get really close so I can show you guys this. See if I can get my camera to focus in on it. Because if I can get my camera to focus in on it, you guys can actually read it. Okay, so if you guys can read that, it's the side note on the Rogue, and it mine actually says it's a 2.5 ounce bottle, and it's actually a 4.2. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like probably the only person who will ever notice that. But anyway, the other cool thing about this fragrance bottle is the lid. I know if it's probably not actually leather, but it does have like a plushness to it. I mean, you can actually kind of squeeze it a little bit. But it is really cool because it does kind of give that, like, with the Rogue, we have that, like, rough kind of texture to the bottle. This time we have a little different of, like, a plushiness, more leather to the bottle. So, notes of this one are, like I said, I already read that part. But when you first spray it, I really feel like the rosemary and the clementine are the most prominent. The bergamot and the black pepper are there enough to play supporting roles, but it is a very masculine and manly scent. But as a male cologne, as you guys know, I don't really dive too deep into the male colognes, but with this one, it is very different from a lot of the other male colognes I have smelled, in the aspect of I could almost see myself wearing it or layering it with other fragrances. I feel like it could do a great deal with Rogue. I wonder what would happen if you were to mix those two. But for the males of this who are watching this review and would like to know more about it, it is very masculine and is very sexy and sultry and whatnot. I had my sister actually smell this fragrance and I wanted to know what her opinion was on it. And she actually would love a man to wear this fragrance on them, and the aspect of it is very different from a lot of other male fragrances. So I feel like when you get into the middle notes, the middle notes is really kind of the cedarwood. The cedarwood is the most prominent notes in this. The jasmine, the labdanum, and the vanilla orchid kind of give it this softness to it. But the cedarwood keeps it in that aspect of keeping it really nice and warm and close to the skin, which is the same way that Rogue was. Rogue was very sexy and simple and close to the skin. But it does quickly go from that heart into the base, in which is patchouli and amber, really. I mean, the vanilla orchid mixes well with the tonka bean to kind of give it a little more of that vanilla-ness to it, but it's a very manly, edgy vanilla and not so much of a feminine light vanilla. But the base is very patchouli, very sandalwoody, very musk, ambery. Like, it's really nice, but very, 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 very masculine and very deep and sexy. And like I said, it's very different from a lot of the other male fragrances. I feel like a lot of the other male fragrances are really prominent on the spices and very heavy and they're very nose tickling. This one's very light and very airy and very, like, subsequent. It doesn't really want to be known about in the aspect which makes it even more known about, because you're going to leave this trail behind you in which people are going to really wonder what you're wearing because you do smell so nice. But this fragrance, I've worn it a couple times, which was very hard for me as my body chemistry doesn't work very well with male fragrances, which is weird to me. But anyway, I've worn it a couple times and did get ridiculous amounts of compliments on it. And I mean, it is a very, very nice male fragrance. And the one thing I forgot to show you guys about this bottle is just to kind of give you an aspect of it. On the bottom, we still have those spikes that we had on Rogue, but there's 3 rows of 5 this time. On Rogue, there was 2 rows of 3. And when you combine them, if I were to set this on top of the other one, like, you could see how much room there still is. Like, you can lay Rogue flat against the bottom of Rogue Man, and, like, there's still a lot of, like, bottle just chilling out up there. So the thing I said that I really like about this fragrance is, or the bottle, is the fact of everything was done very black and white. The ad was black and white, which the Rogue ad was black and white too, but when they showed the bottle was black and white, and then every, like, promotional picture you saw of the bottle and everything was very black and white. Finally, when I saw the bottle, like somebody who actually had a bottle of this, it almost looked like they photoshopped it because the bottle looks very black and white. Unless you have colors around it, this fragrance is very black and white in the aspect it almost looks like it's been photoshopped in. Which I love, because I love that difference in that it adds this depth to my collection that gives this difference and kind of once you just notice it. I've noticed with different male fragrances that they are commonly around the black and silver, the black and white, the black and black. But this one, I feel like would stand out amongst the men's fragrance counter in the aspect of it is very, like, I don't know if there's a certain tone to the glass or what it is, but it doesn't really trap color too much. So, the lasting power on this, with it being an EDT, is good, because it's about 6 hours. And the sillage on it is about arm length. I mean, it's not terrible, but, you know, time periods to where I feel like this is an all-year kind of daytime wear for a male fragrance, but they will mix quite well with Rogue. So if you are a lady out there and you are looking to buy a gift for your sexy man counterpart, I would get him Rogue Man, and then you could pick yourself up Rihanna's Rogue. And you guys could just clash together and just be wonderful and be all kind of Rihanna sexy together, because these fragrances would work so well together in the aspect of their chemistries are built to work together. So, thanks so much you guys for watching my Rogue Man review by Rihanna. I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever male cologne. So, we'll see if I do more. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Anyway, follow me on Twitter, AdaSPerfume, and Instagram, Among the Stars Perfume. And have a great day. Bye.